At a time when quiet feels like inaction and silence is mistaken for failure, investigators are often doing precisely the opposite of what the public expects. They are carefully assembling cases, protecting sources, and making sure evidence isn't tipped off, destroyed, or pushed further out of reach. If you want confirmed updates as they emerge, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. This investigation remains active, and facts matter far more than rumor. When the Summerwells case emerged in June 2021, it immediately captured national attention. As with nearly every investigation that extends beyond a single county, a familiar question surfaced almost instantly. Where is the FBI, and why doesn't the Bureau appear front and center with regular updates? The answer is more complex than it seems. Federal involvement can be deep, consistent, and critical without ever being visible in press briefings, photo ops, or headlines. And that reality speaks to a larger truth about how modern criminal investigations operate. These cases are not built for public consumption. They are built to withstand courtrooms, defense scrutiny, and the passage of time, often requiring investigators to sacrifice visibility in order to strengthen the path toward accountability. The moment federal agents quietly step into an investigation, expectations explode. People anticipate dramatic announcements, visible command changes, and non-stop updates. When that doesn't happen, suspicion takes over. Silence is mistaken for inaction, and patience wears thin. But that reaction misses how serious investigations actually function. Before we break it down, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss first-hand updates on this story and others as they unfold. Federal involvement rarely comes with headlines or public branding. Most of the time, it happens quietly in the background. Federal agencies are often invited in for specific expertise, not to take over or draw attention. Their low-profile presence protects the integrity of the case. Public confirmation can alert suspects, influence witnesses, or trigger speculation that complicates the investigation. The goal is results, not visibility, and that's why many federal roles remain deliberately unseen. Joint investigations focus on cooperation, not performance. When local, state, and federal agencies work together, their priority is dividing responsibilities legally and efficiently. Each agency stays within its jurisdiction while sharing intelligence and resources. Regular public updates may satisfy curiosity, but they can also disrupt coordination and expose strategies too early. What looks like silence from the outside is often a sign that agencies are aligned and working methodically. When the FBI is involved, it usually supports rather than leads. Federal teams often handle advanced forensics, data analysis, behavioral profiling, and legal strategy. They help strengthen the case behind the scenes, ensuring evidence meets strict legal standards. Local authorities typically remain in charge because they understand the community, the history, and the context of the case. Leadership doesn't always mean visibility, and influence doesn't always come with a press conference. Strategic silence is critical to protecting evidence and future prosecutions. Every public statement risks revealing too much. Suspects can change behavior, destroy evidence, or intimidate witnesses. Informants may pull back if they fear exposure. Defense attorneys can later use public comments to challenge the investigation in court. Silence preserves flexibility and protects the path toward charges that can actually hold up in front of a judge. Late-stage searches often confuse the public, but they usually signal progress, not desperation. When investigators return to a location long after a case began, it's rarely random. These searches are typically driven by new, corroborated information that aligns with existing evidence. By the time authorities act, they often know exactly what they are looking for and why. What appears sudden is usually the result of long-term analysis. Legal admissibility shapes every step of an investigation. Evidence must be collected properly, supported by valid warrants, and preserved through a clear chain of custody. One mistake can render critical evidence useless in court. That reality forces investigators to move carefully, even when public pressure demands speed. Justice depends on precision, not urgency. Public frustration often clashes with how justice systems operate. High-profile cases generate emotional investment, amplified by social media and constant commentary. But investigations are designed to prioritize accuracy over speed. Rushing can lead to errors that collapse entire cases. Delays, while painful, often reflect seriousness rather than failure. Online speculation can actively harm investigations. Rumors spread fast, shaping public opinion and even influencing witnesses. False tips flood investigators, wasting time and resources. In some cases, innocent people become targets, creating legal and ethical problems. Noise overwhelms signal, making real progress harder. Emotional reactions from families are deeply human but not evidence. Grief, fear, and anger look different in everyone. Investigators separate empathy from conclusions because emotions cannot replace verified facts. Assuming guilt or innocence based on behavior risks injustice. Public help matters most when it's specific and verifiable. Clear details, timelines, locations, and documentation genuinely move cases forward. Vague claims and speculation do not. Responsible participation strengthens investigations. In the end, silence does not mean nothing is happening. Behind the scenes, cooperation, analysis, and legal precision continue steadily. Justice is not built for spectacle. It is built to last, and when it finally speaks, it needs to speak with certainty.